so now you can suck it. That's the way it works.
Yeah, so I got some really ridiculous chargebacks on Square for transactions that no other company would have ever allowed to go through. And when I got chargebacks for these, like, I didn't authorize this charge. Like 10 or 15 people filed chargebacks around there. So maybe 10 people for quicks. Sure, it was more than 10 people filed chargebacks for quicks. Each one of them bought 2 quicks. Most of them got them delivered to the same area, and it's like, yeah, come on, this is an obvious scam that somebody's running. So, and the thing that bothered me was not the chargeback or the resolution process. It's the fact that when you call Square, they don't let you speak to somebody. It was very obvious because each order was for 2 quicks. It all happened within a few weeks of each other, and they all filed chargebacks at the same time. It was obvious. It was an orchestrated scam. So what pissed me off was not the resolution process or anything like that. What really got under my skin was the fact that you couldn't get to anybody even if you stayed on hold for 2 hours. And Square does this thing where they say, okay, well, if we're keeping you on hold for too long, we'll call you back. Do you want to have a call back? And we said, sure. So we do a call back. We don't get a call back that day. Then we call again the next day. We wait on hold for an hour or so, give up, have Square do a call back. And Kevin says, okay, can you give me a minute? I just have to transfer you to Steve. Kevin puts the dude on hold for less than 20 fucking seconds, goes to forward him to Steve, and then hangs up. And then I get an email saying, oh, I'm sorry, you placed me on hold. I can't wait on hold that long. So wait a second, motherfucker. You can have a system that allows ridiculous numbers of fraudulent transactions to go through. Cost me $4,600. Keep me on hold for an hour. Call me back over your bullshit system. And then say, I can't wait on hold for 20 fucking seconds after making you stay on hold for over 2 fucking hours. So that you can transfer me to the manager. Okay, you eat that $4,600 and you go fuck yourself. So what I did was I changed bank accounts. I dumped the old bank account. I got the lady at Chase a nice $50 bouquet of it was $50 or $100 bouquet of flowers for the manager at my local Chase, and I said, there's going to be some bullshit showing up on this account. I need a way for transactions to go in, but no money to come out of that account. And she said, sure, we can put a hold. Well, we have to do X, Y, and Z to put a hold on it, but she was very nice, and without having to fill out a bunch of crap, put a hold on it so that funds could go in, but nothing could come out, and then over 30 days would leave. Now, here's this funny thing. Now that Square's trying to take money out of an account that no longer exists because they want that $4,600 back, it's funny. Now they call me, and they're willing to wait on hold. So Kevin will put him on hold, and the dude will stay on hold for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes. Why? Because you want something from me. But guess what, motherfucker? When I wanted something from you, you weren't there, so now you can suck it. That's the way it works. Anyway, so this is why I don't deal with Square. And this is also why when Erica messages me and says, would you like to try Square for your payroll? I laugh because I remember telling her this story about Square already. They actually have a really good interface. It's the opposite of Chase Paymentech. Chase Paymentech's interface is garbage, absolute garbage. But it's genuine. It's some shit straight out of the 80s. Getting anything done with them is really difficult. The cool thing about Chase is that when I need to speak to somebody or there's a problem with the account, I can actually speak to a fucking human being that will deal with me like a human being and answer my questions. And guess what? Somebody filed a fraudulent chargeback, and what I did is I sent them all the evidence, and then they still reversed it. I was able to call them, say, hey, here's the process that I followed. Can you tell me if I missed anything in the process I followed? What do I do next? They told me what I had to send, and within 2 days I had the money back because it was a fraudulent chargeback. So Chase helps me. Square keeps me on hold for hours on end, calls me back, hangs up on me, just like the cable guy that says we'll be there between 8 and 4, and then you take a shower at 4:05. He rings the bell at 4:06 and then runs away right after he rings the buzzer, hoping that he doesn't have to install your fucking cable. That's service. What Chase provided, again, I'm not saying I like Chase as a bank. I'm not saying they're the nicest people in the world, but at least when you have a problem, you can speak to somebody who solves it. Square has a nice, pretty, sexy interface and a nice, pretty, sexy tablet and a nice, pretty, sexy website. But when you have a problem, that nice, pretty, sexy tablet, that nice, pretty, sexy website, that nice, pretty, sexy interface is going to tell you to go fuck yourself, which is why I don't fuck with Square. And it's something that bothers me about a lot of these newfangled companies. Now, these new hipster kind of startups. I can almost tell based on the website, based on how you have put together your website, if you're the type of company that's going to help me when I have a problem, or if you're the type of company that's just taking as much as you can
funded off investor money, and gonna fuck me and hang me out to dry the moment there's a problem. And that's Square.